Listen to me. If there was a wise man who would ever think of this, they would say in order to be superior to the man, you've got to be the man. For I am the man himself.
Welcome to this late night review of this past week's episode of Friday Night SmackDown. This is the Club of the Man 1993, and I'm going to keep this decently brief. It'll probably be a little bit longer than that. SmackDown wasn't too bad this week from last night's episode. The two big main talking points I'd say coming out of this show was definitely the stuff that happened with Naomi and Cody Rhodes' first appearance since John Cena turned heel and attacked him at Elimination Chamber. Of course, we have not yet heard from Mr. Cena. Rumors, though, have that apparently his first appearance is supposed to be on the March 17th edition of Raw, from what it sounds like. So not next week, but the following week, if that is what I'm seeing is rumored. Kind of surprised, not on SmackDown, which still kind of gives me that inkling. Could they maybe do CM Punk getting added to John Cena and Cody Rhodes match, since, again, Paul Heyman apparently owes CM Punk a favor. So that could be the case, but I still want that match to be just one-on-one. I think we're more likely going to see Punk be involved in the triple threat with Rollins and Reigns, even though it kind of doesn't make sense. But that and the stuff with Naomi were definitely the two biggest talking points of this show. We did have a title change. We have another number one contender for the men's tag team division. Chelsea Green also has another member of her little group she's kind of forming here. So SmackDown was a decently talkable show. I thought it was good. Some questionable things. Some things that I just don't care about. Again, the tag team division, unfortunately. I do think also, I don't think I'll get to them tonight. We did get two people that I think officially solidified them as, turned. We have someone I'm going to consider a babyface, and someone I'm going to consider a heel. That I probably won't record the turn alert tonight, but probably will tomorrow. At some point. I do, though, have plans tomorrow, and I do plan on watching AEW Revolution tomorrow night, and doing a couple of live reactions as well. So be sure to keep yourselves eyes out for those for sure, and we'll roll from there. So let's just talk about SmackDown real quick here. It took place last night in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The show actually opened up with Drew McIntyre attacking Damian Priest as he was entering the arena, as it seems that those two are going to be having a WrestleMania match. Probably just a match to get both of them on the card. It should be a solid match. I guess my only thing is we just did this feud last summer. I know the dynamics are slightly different, but I guess it's kind of like just a match to say both of them are getting on the card at WrestleMania. So, I kind of care, but I'm also, it's not one that I'm going to be, that excited for. But it shouldn't be too bad. I know Drew McIntyre did take on Jimmy Uso in a rematch from when Jimmy pinned him recently, which kind of made no sense why they did that. But Drew got his win back, and then afterwards, him and Damian got into another fight, pretty much, is what we got there. So, that all happened throughout the night. I did, though, like this opening promo. I forgot to talk about this. Randy Orton had. And again, this is the first time we've seen Randy Orton. He returned at Elimination Chamber. First time we've seen him since around Survivor Series or December Saturday Night's Main Event, I think is the last time we saw him. But he first acknowledged John Cena, who says how John's always been on top and now he's just a bottom for Rock. Take a shot at the rock bottom. And that gives a whole new term for the meaning rock bottom, doesn't it, John? But he says he welcomes us to the show and says Cena has been his friend for a long time, and so is Kevin Owens. They've done vile things and crossed the envelope time and time again, but it's always been in the name of getting the job done, in the name of business. Kevin Owens, the wrestler, he respects. His story about how he busted his ass to get to WWE, he's won all the titles, and he admires him for all that. But what he has a problem with is Kevin Owens, the man. He says there's a quote that he's going to butcher, but never underestimate a jealous man's ability to destroy another man, and that's Kevin Owens. And that Kevin Owens is just full of nothing but jealousy. He dropped Cody Rhodes on his head, and Owens tried to end his career because he was jealous about the gold around Cody's waist. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens have fought tooth and nail and made up and became full circle again. But Owens tried to drop him on his head because Sami has slowly but surely become the bigger star. It's not just that Sami Zayn didn't help Kevin Owens win a match, or that Cody Rhodes tagged with Roman Reigns. It's the fact that Kevin Owens is just jealous of them. Owens was his friend at one time and dropped him on his head with an illegal pile driver, which again has been banned as long as he's been in this business. But what does Owens have to be jealous about? He's won every title. If you ask people what their one goal is, his company, to be the main event WrestleMania. Owens has not done that just once, but twice. And one of those times was a match against Stone Cold Steve Austin. Nothing is ever enough, and Kevin Owens will never be satisfied. Orton was told a year and a half ago he was never going to get back in the ring, but he did. But he also promised himself when he got back in the ring, he wouldn't let anything piss him off. But damn it, Kevin Owens pissed him off. Hitting that RKO he thought was going to be satisfying, it wasn't. He heard for the first time in a decade and a half, he started hearing those voices in his head. And it told him to put Owens in the head so hard, but Owens got away from it. But then he mentions, though, that he says no one will listen to him. He is going to prove in short order that Pat McAfee is only the second greatest punter in the WWE. So yeah, it basically is setting up Kevin Owens and Randy Orton at WrestleMania. I mentioned it since obviously, both of them have moves that seemingly try to knock each other out. Why not do a knockout match? We haven't had one of those in a long time. Obviously, that would probably work well with either the punt or, the package pile driver. Just saying. So that was a good opening promo there. We also got footage of Chelsea Green complaining to Nick Aldis about having to fight Mia Yim in a street fight. And then somehow it ends up with Tiffany Stratton coming in, and it ends up getting a match with her and Piper Niven. And Tiffany, I'm officially considering Tiffany a babyface. So that's one of the turn alerts I am doing, based off of how she's been booked lately. She does have a match with Piper Niven and beats her with the prettiest moonsault ever, clean. Afterwards, Charlotte Flair, who I'm officially calling a heel, doing a second turn alert on her, chop blocks Tiffany and puts her in the figure 8. And she does have a promo later on where she disputes the notion that she ambushed Tiffany, but she says it was an ambush. She just warned her that she was going to be on her, and she thinks the locker room has gone soft. But then B-Fab rolls up and disputes that the division's gone soft, and basically told Charlotte that nobody wants to bow down to you anymore, and it's leading to a match next week, which next week's SmackDown is going to be in Spain, which B-Fab may have just signed up for the wrong thing, basically. So yeah, we got that going there. Charlotte Flair is a heel, but we're getting Charlotte Flair and B-Fab next week. Again, I appreciate that BFAB has stepped up her game in the ring, but she did basically just push the wrong person. She's going to probably lose to Charlotte next week, unfortunately. We also have Nick Aldis doing this segment, going full Pepe Sylvia, making a board to explain the situation in the tag team scene on SmackDown. I guess next week, DIY will defend their tag titles against the Street Profits, since the Street Profits technically never got that tag match they were supposed to have months ago. But they were also going to have a triple threat match between Los Garzas, the Motor City Machine Guns, and Pretty Deadly. And the winner of that match will get a future tag team title shot. And they had the match, and the winner was Pretty Deadly, sneaking a win in there by pinning Chris Sabin. Why are we still giving Pretty Deadly these opportunities? Like, remember when I said, what was it, the other week, where it feels like that there's some talents that Triple H just so badly wants to get to work, but it's really not, like, to me at least, and how he needs to just move on from them. Pretty Deadly is one in that situation. I just don't get them. And it feels like they're trying to turn them face, but they have nothing personally, for me at least, to get behind them too. So yeah, not a fan of that. I really thought it was going to be Motor City Machine Guns, and I'll set up for that triple threat match I predicted on my WrestleMania card, which you haven't checked it out, so please make sure to do so. In like a TLC match, but I guess, since Pretty Deadly won, it's probably going to be a fatal 4-way, no Los Garza in it. Who the heck knows? I don't know, like I said, these tag team divisions, they're trying to make something out of them, but I just still don't care right now. But we'll see where we go from there. Then we got, one of the best parts of the show for sure was the segment with Bianca Belair and Naomi. Now tonight, Bianca wants to talk. So she calls out Naomi, who comes out with a sparkling neck brace. Bianca says, what's going on? Naomi's kind of like dodging the subject at first, saying they need to focus on winning their tag titles back from Liv and Raquel. But Bianca's just begging her to tell her, what? Tell me, did you really do this? Naomi still telling them to say yes, but she says if she really wants to know how she feels, she never said for fear of being messy and hurting feelings. But she felt Jade Cargill was piggybacking off of Bianca the whole time. She was forced to watch her succeed off Bianca's hard work while she was pushed to the side and forced to fight for herself. And she didn't say a word for a while. She let them get her flowers and she was proud of them, and that hurt her feelings. She didn't care about Jade because she didn't give a damn about Bianca. And Bianca's like, stop, just tell me yes or no. Did you do it? And, Naomi's still kind of avoiding it and saying, I love you and I didn't want to do this. I can't look at you right now. This and that. But finally, she admits, yes, she did it. She's admitted to being the one who attacked Jade right before Survivor Series. She said she did it for her. She did it for Bianca. She did it for them. And it was always supposed to be the two of them. Bianca basically says, we're done here. And as she leaves, Naomi is shouting at her and begs her to come talk to her and apologizes and begs her not to walk away. And says the truth is she should have pushed Jade harder and sooner. And then, of course, Bianca, I'm just waiting for Bianca, who's crying, but I'm also waiting for her to kind of start getting a look on her face like, yes, my plan is working or whatnot, because I'll still admit in a second how I feel about this. And then Naomi proceeds to call Bianca an ungrateful bitch, which Bianca turns around and stares her down. Out comes Jade. Bianca's like, have your way with her. And Jade just goes down there, and Naomi just, again, tries to run away, and Jade just beats the crap out of her. Didn't even put up a fight. She did it. So, I posted this on Twitter. Even though Naomi takes the fall for being the one who attacked Jade, I'm still not convinced. I don't know again if it's complete denial, because I really want Bianca to go heel so bad. But what if, just saying, what if Naomi is involved in this, but she only did it because Bianca told her to do it? She is basically the mastermind behind this attack. And it could be turned out that Naomi, again, I think if Naomi was a full-on heel, she would have attacked, put up some offense and fought Jade if she really hated her that much. But I think Naomi is just basically covering for Bianca. And it could be a thing where she could still be like, a face after this. Or heel, I don't know. I just don't think that Bianca is somehow involved in this. Once she gets to the top, which I think there is a chance she could win the title at WrestleMania. But I think once she gets to the top, she'll be like, yeah, I'm back at top now. I'm protected. It was me all along. I was the one who made Naomi beat up Jade for me, this, and that. Because everything that Naomi said is exactly how I feel or whatnot. That's where I'm thinking it's still going to go. But at this point, who knows? But I'm going to wait and see where this goes before I fully consider Naomi a heel. Which, if Naomi is in fact heel again, it's also the first time in almost 10 years since Naomi's been a heel. Because the only time I ever remember her being a heel was when she turned heel for a year and was part of Team Bad. Which she was interesting as a heel, but of course they didn't do much with her as a heel. I thought she should have been the one to dethrone Nikki Bella, but that didn't happen, of course. We had the backstage with Drew explaining his actions on Damian. We talked about that. We also learned that Lex Luger's going to be going into the Hall of Fame this year. He'll be going in along with Triple H and Michelle McCool. Congratulations to him. Braun Strowman took on Sol Sikoa, and the match ended in DQ because afterwards Tama Tonga got involved, and he caught it as a DQ. But then Jacob Fatu came out there, and the two of them basically brawled out into the crowd, and it ended with Braun choke slamming Jacob Fatu through a table. I'm guessing at some point we're going to probably get a last man standing match somewhere between the two of them. I don't know. Maybe at WrestleMania. Maybe they'll do that instead of Jacob versus Solo, even though we're going to be in Vegas, and I think Vegas is Solo's hometown, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But who knows? But we could be getting that as well. Byron Saxton then interviewed LA Knight, who says Jacob Fatu is out of the picture, and that means there's no distractions, and it's one moment, one time for him and Nakamura, and he's going to smack him back to the factory settings. Basically, he says he's going to get his U.S. title back. Zelina Vega catches Chelsea Green on her way out to a street fight, tells her, whoever wins tonight, I'm coming after you after the next. And also, Piper's still, shaking up from her match with Tiffany. So she may be, out from the match. But Chelsea Green does go out there to fight Mia Yim. Obviously with no help. The match itself, though, was good. Again, Chelsea and Mia have had a series of good matches. I kept thinking they were going to give Mia Yim the title. I thought maybe they would give her the title here, but I guess not, which I'm not opposed to. If they want to keep having Chelsea grow with this U.S. title and this gimmick she has, fine by me. Because towards the end of the match, even though Piper, I think, did come out to help, but obviously she was limited, there was a mysterious figure who came out and does like a enziguri. And the black hooded figure reveals to be Alba Fyre, who obviously now is kind of on her own since they released Isla Dawn. But she hits a flip pile driver that seems very similar to a Canadian destroyer. And Chelsea Green sneaks in the victory. Afterwards, Alba Fyre gives Chelsea the title and salutes. So I guess that's her new thing now. She's another one of her secret agents. We'll see how it goes. I do like Alba Fyre, but this feels like it's just a throwaway thing to give her something to do since Isla Dawn is gone now. I don't know. We'll see how it works. I will ask, though, can we please give her old name back? Can she please just be Kaylee Ray again? Like, what is the point of her being Isla Dawn now, especially what's the point of her being Alba Fyre now, especially if she's not in the Unholy Union anymore? I don't know. I just don't like the name Alba Fyre. It's a Vince name. So, but we'll see how that goes. Chelsea Green is going to be U.S. champion a little longer. Fine by me. Santos Escobar berates Los Garzas for losing, and they said they better change things for them going forward. Andrade then rolls up to Humberto Carrillo after Santos walks away, and he says, why would you put up with this? You deserve better. So are they splitting Los Garza from Legado del Fantasma? I don't know. Who the heck knows? Then Cody Rhodes comes out. Has a scar on his black eye from getting attacked by Cena. He sets the title down as the crowd's chanting Cena sucks. He goes through his usuals, say, Philly, what do you want to talk about? He says, well, let's talk about the most watched moment in pro wrestling history. He recalls laying there, tasting his own blood, asking what to say to the little one when she asks, Papa, what happened to your face? It's not a conversation he's ready to have. And Cody, Cody told her a lie and said he ran into a wall. Not entirely untrue. He ran into a wall designed by the final boss, The Rock, his associate Travis Scott, and his WrestleMania opponent, John Cena. He mentions how him and John drove around for 2 years trying to sponge off all the knowledge he could. He felt about Cena the way many did. A hero. One day he'll tell his daughter what actually happened. A great man who did great things, who was a role model in the sport, who was the man with a slogan, never give up. He gave up. He's trying to maintain his composure, and if Cena doesn't owe it to him, he owes it to the fans as to why. He knows his own friend. He knows it'll be very smooth, well-educated, well-crafted retort, and when he's done talking, he'll feel bulletproof and infallible and justified, but there's no justification for John Cena. This is that one place his old man was scared to fight in, and he even once painted his face like the Road Warrior to show how brave he was, but he's never felt the same, because once, mustache on his face, he was climbing a ladder for Money in the Bank, and for reasons they'll understand, Philly cheered for him. Last year across the street at WrestleMania, we chose him again and cheered for him. He won the title. You can watch it back, turn the audio up, see John Cena celebrate with him and his family, and Cena pointed at the title and said, it gets heavier every day. Cody then picks up the title, looks at it, and says, he's holding the title. It's not heavy enough. He's held the title for 300 some days. He knows that John felt his successor had to look like him and talk like him, and he is convinced he was the last of his kind. But here he is, holding the title above his head like it weighs nothing, and he will defend the title at WrestleMania, and if John Cena wants some, come get some. Taking his own line. Good promo there for sure. Miz was backstage talking with Nick Aldis, pitching an idea for a mellow adult Miz to redefine the main event of WrestleMania. Carmelo Hayes is also there, and says he'd like to ask why Cody fumbled the bag because he'd have taken The Rock's offer. He also criticizes Randy Orton for playing Fortnite on his couch for 4 months, but Randy Orton rolls up and says, that's for kids. He was playing Elden Ring. Never played either one of them, to be honest. And then that books a match next week for Carmelo Hayes and Randy Orton. Orton tells him, don't fumble. That's what we had the match with Drew and Jimmy. Shinsuke Nakamura cuts a promo before his main event match for the U.S. title, saying how the U.S. title passed LA Knight by, and his last stubborn attempt will see the death of his dreams. His LA Knight will beg for mercy, and he will find none. DIY has a backstage segment also, talking about the upcoming plans as well. Offers a moment of silence as well, but of course to get it interrupted, whatnot, that didn't happen. LA Knight beat Shinsuke Nakamura in the main event for the US title. I can tell they tried to protect Nakamura a little bit in the match because he did miss Charles Robinson or Lil H. And they did have LA Knight, when the referee wasn't looking, hit a BFT on Nakamura on a chair. And another referee came out and counted 3 for LA Knight to win. So I don't know if this was supposed to protect Shinsuke Nakamura, or if it's just, again, another thing of, like, what was the point of giving Nakamura the title? Every time Nakamura has held a mid-card title on the main roster, it's been a total waste of time. It really has. He's done nothing. I mean, this time when he's making his entrance, they mentioned how he lacks challengers, which is kind of true. But they definitely could have done more with Nakamura with that title. I'm just getting kind of at the point, like even after, I felt this way after he didn't beat Rollins for the world title, and I thought that if there was any time to put the title on Nakamura, it was then. The story was great. And right on point, it was a great way to really get Nakamura going again, but I think I just continually feel like that I desire to see Nakamura be that god he was when he first came into NXT, but it's just not going to happen. And I think I just have to accept it, that it's not going to happen. So yeah, I don't know what's next for Nakamura, or if he's even going to be still sticking around, but LA Knight is United States Champion. What LA Knight does at WrestleMania, I have no idea. My honest opinion, though, I thought about this, because if you saw my WrestleMania card predictions, I did put in there for Miz TV with a special guest, which I'm sure would be more of a surprise, Joe Hendry, as I feel like they should consider putting Joe Hendry in some capacity on the show. So I would definitely consider that. What they could do maybe is, if they want to do a tag match, have them do Miz and Carmelo Hayes, or Mellow Don't Miz, versus Joe Hendry and LA Knight. Be a pretty good match too, and he's also a former TNA guy as well too, so that'd be interesting. But that's SmackDown. Talked a little more than I thought. Again, the Naomi stuff was definitely the best stuff. Cody's promo was awesome as well. And a few other things I liked too. I gave the show a B. A B again. Still not a fan of it being 3 hours, but there's some stories that are being told. Then there's some stuff getting like the tag team division Pretty Deadly that I just don't give a damn about. But we'll see how it continues on. But that is my review of SmackDown, guys. Tomorrow night, I will be live, not once, not twice, but 3 times. I plan on watching AEW Revolution, and I'm going to do live reactions to 3 of the matches. I will also do a review of Revolution at some point this week. Not sure if it'll be live or pre-recorded. And I also am interested in checking out NXT Roadblock. So I'll probably record a review for that as well, but we'll have to wait and see. So guys, what are your thoughts on this week's episode of SmackDown? Again, I gave the B, all the other things. Do you still think Naomi definitely is the one who attacked Jade? Or do you think she may have done it for Bianca? Bianca told her to do it. Do you think that might be the case? What do you guys think? Leave your guys' thoughts down in the comment section below. Make sure you guys also slap a like on the video and subscribe for more content on my channel. Follow me on Twitter as well at the Club of the Man 93. You may follow me on TikTok and Instagram as well at the Club of the Man 1993. And until then, guys, I'll check it out. Catch you guys all later. Also, don't forget to check out my WrestleMania 41 printed match card. And I'll catch you guys later. Have a great rest of your night. And do not forget, in order to be superior to the man, you've got to be the man. And for I am the man himself. And that is not just an opinion, my friends. That is a fact of life. Yeah!